is Anne and this is Toby. And welcome to a Toby Knits podcast, episode 165. Would you like your bone back now? Do you want your bone back? He was in the living room chewing away on that. I thought, no, I need him. I need him. We're doing this. Come on. Anyway, if you're new to my channel, then welcome. I've had quite a lot of new subscribers. In fact, yeah, quite a few. So hello and welcome. Get a cup of tea and get comfy, because we're going to be talking about knitting, cross stitch and quilting, which are my three favorite things. I do crochet. I at one time did scrapbook, made cards, all that crafty stuff. But these are my three favorites. So get comfy. We're going to be chatting for a bit. Oh, today, it's actually Monday, July 1st, which is Canada Day. Yay! Oh, Canada! And which is where I live, in case you knew and didn't know that, even though I'm British. And yeah, so we went out this morning with my eldest son, Andrew, and his wife, Caroline, and our two gorgeous grandchildren, Tristan and Evie. And the town over where they live, they had this fabulous, like, they had bouncy castles, they had all kinds of vendor stalls open. Do you know what I saw that I didn't even know still existed? Watkins. Yeah, Watkins. So if you live around here, there's the girl's card. Watkins. I didn't know that was still going. I have this stuff that I put on my throat when I have a cough, and it stops me coughing. It's fabulous. It's got some menthol thing. I have no idea what it's called, but it's in a green tin. Anyway, yeah, so we went there and had a wander around. There was a beaver tail there. Oh, if you don't know what beaver tails are, number one, why don't you know? But number two, it's a Canadian thing, so I get it. They're like this giant donut. I think it's a donut. Maybe it's not a donut. I feel like it is. Flat, and it looks like a beaver's tail. So it's this big and flat. And they cover it with cinnamon, sugar, lemon, and now they've started doing different things. So in the one I had, it was called the Ultimate. I can't show you a picture because of course I ate it. And it's, in fact, I had to share it with Evie and Tristan, but that's okay. They only had little bites. But it had cream cheese icing on the top and then score bits. And then I think caramel. I don't know, but it was really good. It was really good. That's the state of my hair. I had the most glorious nap this afternoon. That's why it looks a mess. More about that later. So yes, we had a fabulous morning. I'll put some pictures in here for you so you can see what it was like. It was lovely. And yeah, the kids had a good time and so did we. So then we came home and I managed to catch the second half of the football game. Crikey, I can't even remember who was playing now. Portugal. Yeah, Portugal. So I managed to watch the end of that. And of course it went to overtime, so that was kind of good. And then I went and had a nap. Oh, it was glorious. And yeah, so anyway, and then this afternoon I've just been cross stitching all afternoon. So let's chat about stuff. I have no finished objects other than the quilt, but that will come in quilting. But no knitting finished objects. I've been getting on good with our Dave's socks. So this is my car knitting, and these are the socks I'm knitting for my brother, and who lives in England. And yeah, I feel like I did that different than I normally do socks, but I can't remember how I did it. I followed the pattern. I'll put a link below to the patterns that I'm using. This is a King Cole pattern that goes with these socks, and the yarn is called Footsie, and it's 100% acrylic. It is weird actually, but nice. So I'm on the second sock and I'm doing them with, of course, why does it always get tangled when you want to show it? Get off. There. I am doing it with DPNs. I just had a hankering to do DPNs instead of magic loop. And because it's kind of self-striping, it just goes quicker. I find when I knit in the round with DPNs, I knit faster. Don't ask me why, I just do. And so it's going nice and quick. And I'm also only using 3 and not 4 needles. Again, the pattern calls for that. So I just followed the pattern and I'm super enjoying it. It kind of makes for a weird, not where I would do my heel flap. Because you've got to knit so many, turn, go back, and then rearrange all the stitches. I wouldn't have done it that way, but which messed up my foot things here because originally they were around the front. And so they ended up on the wrong side. So I had to move them. But, no, sorry, ended up on the back. That was what it was. And, but I've done that all the way. Kay from Crazy Sock Lady does this, and I thought I'd have a go. And it's really kind of working out nice. So when you get to the next 10 rows, you take it from this one so you can see where you're up to. So you're not using double the amount of stitch markers than if you were doing them on both socks. So just, especially if you're doing a self-striping or different colors of yarn or what have you, it's easier to know when to change. So this is my brother's socks coming on. This is car knitting. It's basically what I work on when I'm in the car. Otherwise, I don't touch it. What have I been working on that has stopped the knitting of the Mitered Square Blanket again? Has stopped the knitting of the summer top. Yes. I started a new ranunculus. I did. Now, you all saw last week that I made a ranunculus and loved it. I loved every minute of knitting this sweat. I'd never done it before, and I'd never used a sport weight yarn before. And so I thought, I'll just kill 2 birds with 1 stone and try them both. And I absolutely loved it. I loved it so much, I decided to dye up some of my own yarn to make my second one. So this is my yarn, unnamed yet, and I've got 4 of these to go in the shop, but haven't got a name yet. And here is how this ranunculus is knitting. I am in love with it. Could you just look at this for a second? Oh my goodness. Now I should be putting it on, I guess it goes that way. I should be putting it on bigger needles, I think. But, so it's gray, dark gray, light gray, and pink. And I am totally in love with this. Is that not the nicest thing? This yarn is so soft. It's 100% merino, sport weight, 17 microns, whatever that means. And it's just beautiful. And I also dyed up a pale gray because I'm going to do the yoke in this and then blend down to do the rest of the body in that. Oh, I love it. I'll let you know if I get the full 200 grams out of it or if I need more, but I'm kind of hoping to just go with 200 grams, 800 yards. So I'm loving this. Absolutely 100% loving it. I can't put it down. Every night I just want to knit on it because there's just something going on all the time. It's so much fun to knit until you break the sleeves and then you get to the body part. Then it's kind of boring. Might slow down after that, but I'm loving it. And yeah, I have a lot to do in the shop this next week, and I'll explain why in a bit, but honestly, they're coming. The other skeins of yarn are coming, and I dyed up 425 grams of this colorway in case you didn't want to make a ranunculus, but you wanted a coordinating mini to go with that yarn. So anyway, okay, so that's all I've been working on knit-wise. Every night I've been working on the ranunculus, and during the car, if we're in the car, I'm working on my socks. That's it. I know. What happened to all the other whips? I know. I hear you. They're gonna have to wait. Cross stitch. That's been going splendidly well. All weekend I cross stitched, and while I'm watching Euros, I cross stitch. Because that's on in the afternoon, and I'm just basically sitting watching that. So as you know, I was working on Peking Puppies, which is this one, and loving it. I had done the side here, which is all half a cross stitch, well, halfway down, and one of the dogs. I just love her. Other than I still have to do this part of her nose. But I started this weekend to do the other side of the door. So it looks like nothing. It looks like Morse code, or what is that thing you get on those ticker tapes with all those little holes in them? Like, what is that? It kind of looks like that. But it eventually will become a door, because I still have to put other colors in there. But that's how she's coming on. I just love this dog, honest to God. It's going to be so hard to give this to Sean. So hard. I'm rubbish at giving my cross stitch away. I really, really am rubbish at it. So that's a Dimensions kit, by the way. I had it for a long time, about 2 years I've been working on that. And I also have this one that I'm working on. It's a Bothy's Thread kit, and it came in their very first box that came out a couple of weeks ago. They might still have some available. I will leave a link below, but you got all kinds in this box. It was amazing. And so here is where I am. You also got that gorgeous stitch minder. So here is where I am. It does need a good iron. I haven't back stitched yet. These become stars. This, of course, is a donut, because we're eating the donut. Stars. And then this is supposed to look like a ribbon, and that will say craft. So that is how far I have got with that. And I really love it. It's nice to hold. And well, I'm putting it in a hoop, to be honest with you, a 7-inch hoop, which I made a grime guard for, which I don't even know where that is. It must be in the bag on the floor. But they're coming to the shop, so I don't want to show you that too much until I'm ready. There's so much coming to the shop, it's ridiculous. My brain has been on overload. It has been firing like you wouldn't believe. I mean, I'm writing stuff down in pieces of paper everywhere when I get a new idea. Of course, I had a new idea today, so, you know. So that's how that's going. I'm loving that. Now, the other thing that I got this week that I was so excited about, my Peter Rabbit came. Oh! So if you don't know what I'm talking about, because, you know, you could be new here and you don't even know. This is a magazine that is only available in Great Britain. So my dad had to order it for me and pay for it and send it to me. So I get it after everybody else has got theirs because it takes so long. I actually, when I was home last month, I saw them in the shop, and my brother said, oh, why don't you just subscribe? And so, because I said, well, can you get me these every week? And my dad said, yeah, I can get them every week. My dad's 91 and still drives. And my brother says, no, just get a subscription. I thought, oh, that's a good idea. So, but when I went to look on to subscribe, it's only available in Ireland and England. So my brother said, well, we'll order it for you. We'll get it. I said, okay. So they get it. And when they get it, then they ship it to me. I pay them. Well, I'm going to. They haven't actually asked me yet. It's my dad. So this is what the magazine looks like. And you get to stitch 4 of these samplers. Let me put it that way. So this is the spring one. And every couple of issues, they deal with a different character. And it's great if you've never cross-stitched before, because it actually shows you in detail, step by step. I didn't even bother. I just took the first chart and started. But this one, I think, covers 3 or 4 issues, and they're weekly. In each of the magazines, on top of, oh, here is the other 4. So there's all 4. There's a spring, a summer, a winter, and a fall. And then they've got all these gorgeous little illustrations all the way through. And each one of my grandchildren are born in a different season. So I thought I'd make them for the grandkids. I have 4 grandkids, that's 4 seasons. So let's do that. However, the very good chance they won't get them. I'll try to be good and give it to them. Anyway, so this magazine has, beside the actual main sampler design, it has 2 other designs. One is every now and again they put a letter in that you can cross stitch for something, and another don't choke on it, sorry, and another anyway, it's absolutely darling. Look at it, absolutely darling. And I love it. And then at the back, so here, I'll show you this. The story of Peter Rabbit. So, did you know, because I didn't, on September 4th, 1893, 27-year-old Beatrix Potter took a trip to the Scottish Highlands where she stayed at Eastwood House. It was a trip that would eventually change her life. While sitting on the lawn one day enjoying the sunshine, Beatrix came up with the idea of sending an illustrated letter to her former governess's son, the 5-year-old Noel Moore, who was at home bedridden with polio. Anyway, goes on and on and on. That's how she started writing all her stories and getting them illustrated. Like, I didn't know that. And there's even some really old photographs of her and oh, it's such a lovely magazine. I'm not kidding. So anyway, I'm thrilled to bits. Now it's falling apart on me because that's what it's supposed to do, because it will go into a binder, and each of the sections will go into, so the stories about Peter Rabbit or whatever will go in one section at the back. The cross-stitch patterns that are just everyday patterns will go in another section. The ones that are per the sampler will go. So it is falling apart because I don't have the binder yet. Apparently you do get one, I believe, free, and then after that you have to pay for them. But I'm going to go to the store and see if I can just get a 2-ring binder for now to put it in and see. So I have issue 1 and issue 2, and they also came with this in the first one, which has, I love these little scissors, snips. They have the little thing that comes off, and then you just pinch them. I use it a lot for sewing. I have one on my sewing machine table. That's not the word I was looking for, but it's the only one I could think of at the time. I always have one in there. I have one in the drawer. So now I have another one that can go in the cross-stitch bag. It's got these, I think they're needle threaders. There's 2 of them. There's a thimble. Look at all these needles. Like, I'm not going to need needles for ages. Doesn't matter how many I lose. Is that a needle threader as well? I literally don't know because I've never used it. And an unpicker. I've used that. Oh, actually, I could have used that today and I never. yarn. So yeah, so that is what came in the packet. So I will show you, I've spent most of this weekend. Did I do it? Yeah, I think I did. When did it come? Friday? Monday? No, I forget. I've only just got it. So, and that's what I've done. Isn't he big? I didn't think it was going to be that big. But he's in the center and it's all rolled up anyway. But look at him. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Because the one we're doing is, if I can show it you without giving anything away. Gosh, I don't know if I can. Anyway, we're doing the center one. This is what we're doing. So there's my Peter that I just got started. So I've just basically done Peter. Obviously, he's not backstitched. And I have to do, this is all what you get in issue 1. So this is what issue 1 tells us to do. Issue 2 is going to tell us to do his ears, his eyes, and then the eggs at the bottom is in issue 2. And I believe issue 3, 4, 5, and 6, 3, 4, 5, have been processed. So they'll be going to my dad in the next few days, I hope. And then I guess he'll send them to me, or, you know, when he can. But anyway, that's my Peter Rabbit. Oh, I'm just loving it. And Alex from My Yarny Corner, and Sue from, the heck is your other one called, Sue? Oh, I can't even check because I'll put it down there because it's on there. She's doing it with me too. So the three of us are doing it. We've been chatting all day today, back and forth about, oh, this, that, and the other. It's been fun. Love it. I love it. It's always fun stitching with somebody, having something like the ranunculus. I'm doing it with all the girls in my knit club. So it's so nice to see how theirs are all coming along, and the different colors, the different yarns they use. Like, it's super fun. I just love stuff like that. So that's the cross stitch. Quilting, I did finish, and as you know, I did a 4-part series on how to put this together. This is the Quilt As You Go from Cotton Cuts, called Carnival, and each month you get pre-cut pieces sent to you, or you can, if you don't want to pay the postage each month, you can pay for it all up front, and they don't charge you postage. And they are in the States, by the way, and they ship anywhere. And, oh, and I have a code. If you use, oh no, you can't use it for this one. You'd have to use it for the next one. There is a new one starting in July. Oh my God, we're in July. Soon, end of July. And that one is called Wild West. This one was called Carnival, and you'll understand why in a minute. And Wild West, if you use Ann West, you'll get a free gift with your first clue. I don't know what it is, but you'll get one from them. So anyway, I made it, and this is supposed to look like a Ferris wheel, obviously, because it was a fun fair thing. So it's really nice. And what I did was, I can't afford a long armor, so I quilted this all myself on my domestic sewing machine, Quilt As You Go. And I quilted it in parts. And so that's what all the thing shows you, the 1, 2, 3, and 4, of how I quilted each piece. I did them in strips, and then how I joined them together. There, because they were long strips going down. So how I joined each of the strips together with a piece on the back, how I did the borders, and how I did the binding. So this is now finished, and this was so lovely because today when I was having my nap, I threw it over me on the bed. And I am not kidding, it was so lovely. It's light, but heavy. Like, you know you have a blanket on you, but it's light, but it was so warm. Oh, and when you got the AC going, like we have had the last little while, you need something a bit when you're having a nap on you, you know, keep you warm. So yeah, so that's it. So let's just chat about what's going on with the shop, because I'm kind of revamping, I'm redoing. For a long time, I stopped putting stuff in the shop. All of last year it was yarn mostly. 2 years, 3 years before that, it was project bags, primarily for knitting and crochet. Then I took a couple of months sort of off because we were going backwards and forwards to Nova Scotia. So, because we have babies coming and all that. So I've decided, I made a cross-stitch bag. So this is one of the cross-stitch bags I've made. This will hold a magazine inside of it. And of course, this is for my Peter Rabbit. And it's just a zipper. It has a lining. There are no pockets, but it holds a lot. It's super comfy. And so there are 2 of these, two of these going in the shop. Not this fabric, but Peter Rabbit. I might have another one made up. I've ordered more Peter Rabbit fabric. The trouble is I need lining. I ran out of all my linings. And that's what's happened with the bags. I've got 3-4 bags sitting over there that I've just finished, which are a newish design. They're a cross between a regular sock bag, my Netherwood bag, kind of a cross between that and the Bradshaw bag, which is a drawstring. So it's a crossover bag, kind of. Anyway, so there's 4, they're made. I just have to do the handles, something else. And then I've got 4 more cut out, but I can't do them because I don't have the lining that I need. So I have to get the lining. I also have run out of the fusible fleece, foam stuff, whatever you call it, interfacing, whatever it is, ran out of that. So if that's coming, and I did order some more Peter Rabbit fabric, a little different this time. So that's come, so I'm waiting for them to come so I can make it. I've now also decided I want to make some more of the floss bags that I had in my shop over Christmas and Halloween last year or the year before. So I need some fabric for that. And I've a new bag that is a new knitting bag storage thing as well. That was the thing that came up with this morning. So anyway, there's like tons going through my mind, but I literally have to wait. And of course, Bob worked all weekend. He also helped his brother move. So he wasn't around. I don't drive. I can't get into town. I had to wait for him. He's working today. Well, Canada Day, so everything's closed. He's working tomorrow. So I can't do anything till Wednesday, till I can get to the shops. So once I get to the shops, so I'm hoping next Monday, or even on the weekend, I'll have a shop update maybe on Sunday, next Sunday. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. So yeah, and I've also made some needle minders. I couldn't think of the name for a minute then. Some needle minders, because I'm really into my cross stitch right now. So, you know, I think it's, maybe you are too, who knows. So that's all I've got for you today. Yeah. What do you think of me doing kind of a vloggy style for July? And instead of sitting down and doing just, here's what I've made, here's what I've done. What if I showed you still weekly videos, but what I did all that week? Let me know what you think of that. Kind of like Vlogmas, but in July. I don't know what you call that. I mean, there's Vlogtober, but that's October. There's, I don't know. I have no idea. So what do you think if I do that? I thought that might be fun. Then you can watch me doing some of my sewing. You can see me. I've got to finish that quilt for Carrie because her birthday's the end of July. And it's all, I've got to quilt it. I bought the fabric for the backing. It's down there. And I have to do that as Quilt As You Go. So I need to put that back up on the design board so I can figure out how I'm going to quilt it with. I'm going to do my usual squiggly lines. They're just so much easier. Or do I want to do straight lines or stuff like that? I'm not sure. So I have to finish that off. I also need to record a new Cotton Cuts video for Tree of Life, Clue 6. So I'm going to be doing that this week. So there's a lot going on, and I just wondered if you would. I also have a physio appointment too. I'm not quite sure I'll take you to that. But anyway, I thought I'd do that for the month of July, if you're okay with that. Kind of like a vlog style for the month of July. Just change it up, be a bit different, but there'll still be weekly videos. So anyway, I'm going now. That's it. That's the end. My tea's cold, as usual. As usual, my tea is cold. So I'm not even going to sip it because it's cold. And I will talk to you all next week. Okay, bye.